Hello student, welcome back to our MSc First Physics Classical Mechanics course, and we are studying our first module, that is Analytical Dynamics. In that we have covered the variational principle and some applications of the variational principle. First we see the shortest distance between 2 points which lie on the curve is nothing but the straight line. Second application is the Brachistochrone problem. Now we have to see the third application of the variational principle in this video. So third application is the apply variational principle to find the quantum equation of one-dimensional harmonic oscillator. We know that the harmonic oscillator, for the harmonic oscillator we know that the kinetic energy, that is T is equal to half mx dot square, or simply we can write for this T is equal to half mv square, but we know that the derivative of displacement with respect to time is nothing but the velocity. So we can write here v is equal to dx by dt, which is equal to x dot. So we can write the kinetic energy such as T is equal to half mx dot square, and also we have the potential energy, that is v is equal to, for the harmonic oscillator, v is equal to half kx square. This is the potential energy for the one-dimensional harmonic oscillator. Now from that we can write the Lagrangian. We know that the Lagrangian L is equal to T minus V. So we can substitute the value of kinetic energy and potential energy. Then we get Lagrangian is equal to half mx dot square minus half kx square. So this is the Lagrangian for the one-dimensional harmonic oscillator. Now we have to show we have to find the equation of one-dimensional harmonic oscillator with the help of variational principle. So we know that the variational principle for the particular, here instead of any particular function, that is f, we have L, that is a Lagrangian, and the variational principle. So we can write the integration from L dt, and which is equal to 0, or which has a value extreme for the variational principle. But when this happen, or when this condition is satisfied, when we have d by dt is equal to, d by dt da by L by da by x dot minus da by L by da by x is equal to 0. We have seen in the proof of the variational principle, this condition is equal to stationary or extreme. This is the condition of variational principle, or this is the variational principle. But when this happen, when this Lagrangian must be equal to 0. So L is equal to d by dt da by L by da by x dot minus da by L by da by x is equal to 0. So for the one-dimensional harmonic oscillator we have the value of Lagrangian. Then we have to take the derivative of Lagrangian with respect to x and with respect to x dot. Then we get these two terms, and after that we can substitute in this equation. So first we take the derivative of L with respect to x, then we get da by L by da by x is the half or minus half k into 2x. So 2 get cancelled, then we get minus kx. Now the derivative of L with respect to x dot, which is equal to half m as it is into derivative of x dot square into 2x dot. So 2 get cancelled, then we left with the m x dot. Now substitute the value of da by L by da by x and da by L by da by x dot in this equation. Then we get d by dt da by L by da by x dot is the mx dot minus da by L by da by x is the kx. So minus kx is equal to 0. Now the derivative of x dot with respect to t, we can write m x double dot minus kx is equal to 0. So this is the equation of motion for the one-dimensional harmonic oscillator using variational principle. Here we take here we just write the Lagrangian for the one dimensional harmonic oscillator, and from that we use the variational principle. But the variational principle or this integral or the line integral L dt is equal to 0. But when this happen, when the Lagrangian must be equal to 0, that is this term is equal to 0. We have the Lagrangian, then we can take the derivative of Lagrangian with respect to x dot, then we get all these terms, and finally we get the equation of motion of the simple harmonic or one dimensional simple harmonic oscillator. So this is the third application of the variational principle. Now up to this we have covered the three application of the variational principle. Now the next or the fourth application of the variational principle is nothing but for the spherical surface. First we take into account for the plane also. This problem is also applicable on the plane. Now the next application which is on the or which is for the spherical surface, that is for spherical surfaces. Spherical surfaces. Simply we can take sphere, right, for the next application, that is the fourth one application, spherical surface. And we have to show that for the spherical surface the path or the shortest path is nothing but the geodesics or the great circle. Geodesics are the great circle. For the spherical surface, geodesics are the great circle. But what do you mean by the geodesics? So first we see geodesics. Geodesics. If we consider non-flat surface like a sphere, that is for a non-flat surface, the curves of external lengths, the curve of external lengths are called geodesics. So if we take non-flat surface like a sphere, the curves of external lengths, that means the curve which have external length, these are called as geodesics. Or simply we can write a geodesics, or simply we can say a geodesic is a line that represents shortest path between 2 points when path restricted to the particular surface. Suppose we take a sphere and the path is restricted on the particular sphere. So we can take a shortest path between 2 points. So the line represents the shortest path. So suppose we take particular path on a sphere, then the line represent that path between any 2 points on that surface, so that we can call this as a geodesics. So we can see all these things in our fourth application, that is for the spherical surface, the geodesics are the great circle, or simply we can say that the curves of the external paths are great circle. Suppose we take sphere, then and this is the, we know that non-flat surface, and if we take the external path or curves, these external lengths of the curve is known as the geodesics. So this is all about the geodesics. Now this application we will discuss in our next video. So in our next video we will continue with the fourth application of the variational